In today's news feature, Lisa Sugar talks with an award-winning photographer and Luzerne County Community College instructor, Jim Gavanis.
Tell us a little bit about your life in photography, where it has led you to.
A lot of places. There's not many things that I really have said no to. And because of the type of work that I do, I'm really drawn to struggle and people. I also look for the hope, the silver lining, whether it be working on projects with the terminally ill or poverty or civil rights. And because of that, I've gone many places. I've spent a couple summers traveling with a carnival. I've made photos and did a documentary on rodeo life. So I've got to experience many things. And then again, some really major projects like focusing on the civil rights movement and working particularly in Selma, but throughout the South.
That's how our paths crossed, because doing an interview with you recently for Black History Month and Selma. So now you told me you've also been involved with the music industry. So what has that been like?
And actually, I was still in photography school when I had my first opportunity to photograph some bands, and it kind of clicked. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the creative aspects of it, and I kind of fit in with the crew. So it kind of grew and grew, and it allowed me to photograph for many different publications and to travel to different festivals and different arenas. I think I've photographed now over 50 Hall of Fame musicians. I had my work on the Grammy Awards. So when I was doing these other projects that were maybe a bit heavy, things that I had to take home, think about, and visualize, the music was a little bit of an escape for me as well, and certainly something that I've always enjoyed and continue to do.
Is there any one event or project that you worked on that is extremely memorable or special to you?
There are so many. One of the early projects that I did happened to deal with the terminally ill, and it happened to be right after my father had passed away from cancer. And so that certainly was very meaningful to me to be able to share that experience with others. But probably my civil rights work, it's the one project that I've continued to do for the longest period of time, and also has given me the opportunity to meet just incredible people, civil rights leaders, foot soldiers, people like Winnie Mandela, Jesse Jackson, presidents. And it's really not just taught me things photographically or aided me in storytelling, but really affected me as a person and really changed the way that I look at the world.
And with that being said, what do you like then to pass on to your students? Because they're very lucky to have you as an instructor with the experience and the travels that you've had. What's your message to them? What kind of photographer are you telling them to be?
I tell them all the time they don't need to be like me. They don't need to follow the same path. In some ways, what I do is very difficult. You know, the things that I see, and also trying to make a connection and a trust and get myself into people's lives that really are opening up and showing themselves maybe at their darkest time. So what I do is a little bit different than most. So I basically tell them, you just need to follow your passion. There's a lot of different areas of photography that we can go into that you can really be happy in, whether it's portrait or wedding, commercial work, working as a journalist. There's so many areas that you really just have to find that passion and continue down that path. And if you work hard, you'll achieve great things, you really will.
Today's news feature is brought to you by Falvello Law Firm. Have you been injured in a car accident? Call Falvello Law Firm. Your case is our fight.